Hey there, and welcome back to another Miraculous Ladybug Season 2 retrospective review, where I go through old episodes of Miraculous I never got to make a review on, and I give my thoughts. And so next up, we have yet another classic episode that's ready to go. We get a look at Despair Bear, which is probably one of the earlier episodes that showcased that there was just a little bit of goodness in Chloe. Not a whole lot, but some. And so yeah, not much else to say but to jump into the video and see what we have, right? Okay, so the episode starts off in the classroom, where Tom's come in for the day to give the class baking lessons, which, honestly, this class sounds awesome. Although, I can't help but think that this is the type of lesson you should probably have a specific classroom for, right? Just making food in the classroom. You have to use a fridge that's far away in the cafeteria. There seems to be no actual oven or anything to bake anything. But then again, I'm pretty sure this school regularly goes to that massive football stadium for PE. We've seen that before. So I'm guessing this school does not place a lot of pride in convenience. And Chloe, she starts off the episode in top form, just the worst sort of person imaginable. So she already sucks. Honestly, just for disliking getting a baking instruction. I mean, Tom's a nice guy, and all she has to do is watch. And then she gets a sweet treat at the end of it. Seems like the perfect school day in my eyes. She doesn't have to do any work. But then she goes and calls the fire department, which gets the entire school brought before the principal to try to figure out who the culprit was. Also, gotta say, this entire scene where the fire chief keeps trying to leave because he just doesn't care about staying for the kids to get punished because he has an actual job to do, whilst Principal Damocles just straight up won't let him leave at all, gave me a good giggle. It maybe went on a little too long, but it was very funny. Love dumb jokes like that. And then despite Chloe knowing that she did it, she tries to frame Marinette for the call, which, judging by some of Damocles' absurd rulings in other episodes because he's a spineless coward, is simply going to end up with Marinette getting, at minimum, suspended, but even more likely, expelled. So, nice. And then when that fails and Marinette's friends can back her up, Damocles chooses collective punishment for the whole school, which Chloe gets out of by threatening to call her dad. And since Damocles is a spineless wimp, he punishes everybody else. Yikes. I had actually forgotten how much Principal Damocles sucks. I feel like, once again, Season 5 tried to paint him as this misunderstood dude who was getting bullied down, but like, come on, what a coward. Also, I gotta say, it doesn't matter who the person is. In any school I've ever been to, no matter how rich you are, and I did go to school with some richies, if somebody pulled this shit, they would get ostracized and bullied severely. And I'm not advocating for bullying, but it's just the truth, and this is probably among the most ridiculous Chloe schemes ever. Usually they're small scale, and you could see them feasibly working, because she has plausible deniability for them, but managing to piss off everybody in the school? Nah. Social disgrace and ruin. Even if she had been innocent of calling the fire department, the fact that she uses this to get out of being punished with everybody else, nah, she'd be finished socially. She'd be done. So yeah, Chloe sucks, and then afterwards she just sits around shit-talking everybody whilst they all have to clean. And she didn't even get her friend Sabrina out of detention. Jeez. And yet Sabrina's still simping. Dumbass. And then thankfully Adrian shows some spine, because he's getting punished too. She didn't even care about that. And he cuts off their friendship for the time being, or at least delivers an ultimatum. You gotta change her ways or their friendship is well and truly done and dusted. And for the first time in a long time, it looks like Chloe's left speechless by that. Good riddance, I say. She deserves it. But she does have this devoted servant to try to lift her spirits, and the dude really is a saint. I know he's being paid to be there, but he gives her so much more emotional support than I would be willing to give her, money or no. He listens to her problems, he gives her chocolates, and he lets it slide when she gets his name wrong repeatedly, despite him seemingly working for her for years. And so he presents her with her teddy that's been her emotional support toy since she was a little girl, seeing her through a lot of traumatic things that have happened in her life, most notably her mum walking out. And it seems that this guy's been pulling the strings with the bear. Dude is a saint! And so Chloe, under the guidance of Mr. Cuddly, decides that she's going to throw a party, inviting everybody, including Marinette, in order to prove to Adrian that she's a changed person and she can actually be nice. And I would argue that from Adrian's perspective, the fact that she even has to change like this to begin to be nice anyway, it's hardly worthy of rekindling the friendship. He probably should have made it clear that she has to just be permanently nice from now on, not just one-off, but okay. And so everybody accepts the invite, and in a change from usual, Hawkmoth sends out the Akuma to just linger around the party and Akumatize somebody, since he's certain that Chloe is going to do something that gets somebody Akumatized. Honestly, Gabe, he's usually such a smooth brain in these early seasons, but this is a solid tactic. The dude has known Chloe since she was a little girl, and it seems clear that she's probably always kind of sucked, or at least she has for a very long time. Imagine having to meet and interact with a person like this. Rest in peace to those who know somebody with this personality. I mean, yikes. Imagine being her parent and having to pay this butler to do your actual job as parents, teaching her morals and whatnot. I mean, he doesn't succeed, as we see in later seasons, but he tried his best. Watching stuff like this just makes me keep shaking my head at the Andre is such a good guy, right? kind of thing the writers tried to do. So we come to the party, and it starts off pretty well. Chloe's there, she's being nice, she's kissing everybody on the cheek, even her nemesis Marinette. Nino's DJing the event, man of many talents now I think about it. They have a ball pit. Oh, wish I had a ball pit. Video games up on the giant TV, everybody's having a good time. Although Chloe has a number of near misses in keeping herself acting nice. She rips Milan a new one before noticing Adrian and Mr. Cuddly, so she starts playing it off as a joke and being nice. And then when the slow dance music comes on, Kim, idiot that he is, goes and asks her to dance. How is this dude simping her still after she ripped him apart on Valentine's Day? Is this buffoon a glutton for punishment, or does he have brain damage? And he gets rejected at first, but luckily for him, Chloe's still listening to the words of Adrian and Mr. Cuddly. And meanwhile, Gabe's just at home raging because none of this makes any sense. Why isn't anybody staying upset, he's thinking. I get it, mate. I get it. This is legitimately one of his best plans yet, and it's all falling apart. Shouldn't have let Adrian go to the party, mate. It would have worked better. Honestly, this episode is very amusing. I mean, it's very light on actual plot and action. We're over halfway through the episode, and nothing much has really happened. And it's one of those episodes that is kind of, in hindsight, ruined by the fact that Chloe does not complete her redemption arc, but it is so goofy and fun that I'll allow it. And then shippers' hearts were set ablaze as Marinette was thrown into Adrian by Alia, Wing Woman of the Year, who then asks her to dance, and it's all nice and romantic, and Alia hits him with the big wingman moves. Also, who's on the booth, like DJing? Because Nino puts this song on in the first place. Kim asks him to. So what happens when it ends? Just record scratching? No music? Just awkward? But yeah, this is one of the OG Adrianette moments. You love to see it, but Chloe ain't feeling the love, so she heads over to disrupt it and is intercepted by the butler, and everybody sees Mr. Cuddly. And honestly, at my current age, I wouldn't give two shits. Yeah, that's my teddy. I love my teddy. Hell, yes, plushies are cute, they're soft, they're nice, but as a 14-year-old boy, whoo-hoo! Excuse me while I crawl under my bed to hide forever. Deepest cringe. And everybody laughs at her, including the dude trying to romance her. Kim, pull your head in, son. Bro's apparently allergic to making a good impression with any girl ever. He laughs here, the prank on Marinette when they're on a date, and then he openly simps Chloe in front of his girlfriend. Certified douchebag. But yeah, probably not the butler's best idea to do this so openly. He should have just let her crash and burn. And I kind of get why she'd yell at him. Firing him's a bit much, but Jesus, what was he thinking? And so obviously he gets akumatized because he gets upset. And why wouldn't you be? He just got fired by Chloe, and Andre will listen to Chloe, so he's finished. And he gets turned into a little teddy who grabs people and controls their minds. So first up he gets Sabrina, who wants to brush Chloe's hair. Bit creepy. And then the bear latches onto Kim, makes him creepy. Oh, Ivan's throwing tables. And I'll be honest, the heroes are not being all that gentle with their friends. And then Cat Noir gets got, and instead of telling Despair Bear to do the big brain move and instantly remove Cat Noir's ring to find out who he is, no, take Ladybug's miraculous. Seriously, Hawkeye, mate, why would you do this? Work your way up to getting one at a time, you fool. But Cat Noir fights Ladybug. Really does seem like Ladybug broke Cat Noir's arm. That sounded very crunchy. Then he tries to kill her with Cataclysm, prompting Chloe of all people to save the day by pulling his tail and thus making Cataclysm hit a sofa, using it up. See, shit like this episode, like this, it's what got people huffing military-grade hopium, wishing for Chloe to get her redemption moment. Then we have one of the funniest endings to a fight. Chloe and Ladybug team up to unravel the bear's body using a fork and a sun umbrella. But Chloe is somewhat reformed by this experience. Oh, but Adrian can't even be mad. He seems like he finds it all funny. I feel like these are the type of episodes to just make Chloe such a popular character over the course of seasons 2 to 3. Although I'll admit, even in season 1, she was pretty fun to watch. Ends up doing the right thing in the end, even if it's for the wrong reasons. Being kind to this gives you this big feeling of what if, and it's a massive shame. I honestly think there's been a major shift for whatever reason, but it's too late now, eh? What's done is done. Cooking every episode so far. And so with all that being said, these have been my opinions, and now I'd like to hear yours. What did you think of Despair Bear? Did you like it? Hate it? I'm curious for your thoughts, so make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know.